Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me. Today I want to talk about ethics, and we're going to go through a series of videos looking at the 6 main standards of the Code of Ethics that we need to know, not only for these exams, but also for our professional life. It's extremely important, particularly when you have a designation like CMT or CFA or KIA. If you are in breach of these standards, you can lose your designation. So it's really important that not only, as I said, for the exam, that we're knowing these so that we can get those easy marks, but we also do adhere to these in our professional lives as well. Extremely important for us, for our clients, and for our fellow professionals as well. So very important that we take time to learn this material. In this little course, this little subset of videos, we're going to go over each of the 6 standards in separate lessons and look at some examples of each of those. But in this overview, we'll just give a quick rundown into some of the things that you need to watch out for as we go through all of this. Now, at the CMT level, ethics is examined in all 3 exams, so it is important to review this material each time you go to the exam. Make sure you've got it. As I said, they're easy marks, so make sure you do understand the material quite well. So in the Code of Ethics, there's actually 7 standards that the CFA refer to, but the last one is specifically for the CFA, and so we don't cover that. So we only deal with the first 6. I think it's really important that you don't try and remember all of the names. For instance, standard 1 is professionalism. Obviously you need to know that, but standard 1A is knowledge of the law. Now, I don't think I've ever seen or heard of a question where they're going to ask, where is knowledge of the law? And you've got to know that. I don't think that level needs to be known, but definitely the top 6, the 6 standards you need to know. So if we have a look at those, standard 1 is professionalism. Standard 2 is integrity of markets. Standard 3 is duties to clients. Standard 4, duties to employers. Standard 5 is investment analysis, recommendations and actions. And standard 6 is conflicts of interest. When we talk about professionalism, it's about you. It's all about, are you suitable and are you training yourself enough for the role that you're doing? Are you making sure that you are qualified to be giving advice, to be analysing securities, etc.? The next one is the integrity of markets. So, the next thing that we've got to look out for is, are the markets going to function correctly? Are we making sure that there's no manipulation, that we're not being party to insider trading or pump and dump or anything like that? The next standard is all about clients. So it's, are we making sure that anything we say, do, suggest is for the best outcome for our clients? Because that's got to be number 1. Next one, obviously, is our employers. If you're being employed as an analyst, etc., then we have duties to the employer and protecting their interests as well. And that can always be difficult when you're about to go out on your own and start your own research company or your own quant analysis company or something like that. There's always some grey waters there. Investment analysis. This one's really important for us as technical analysts, where much of our work becomes some sort of recommendation. And so we can look at a chart and make recommendations, but are we using enough diligence and reasonable basis for our research? And there's elements of quantitative analysis that we need to consider that. If we're doing a quant model, are we basing that on just the last 3-year bull market, or are we going through different phases of the market and making sure that our research and our results reflect all the different phases of the market as well? So again, an important area. And then finally, again, conflicts of interest, making sure that we deal with things that could be a conflict, could be giving us undue influence in the way that we execute our tasks as a professional financial analyst. Now, when it comes to the questions that you're likely to see in the exams, there's a few different types. I mean, typically, we're going to see something along the lines of an individual has done something. Are they in breach of the standards? And if so, sometimes an extension of that is which standard did they breach? So what we would normally do is we'd look at that question, we would try and understand, did they breach one of the standards and which standard? And so that, again, that's why it's important to know these 6 standards and what they are. Because most questions you can put into a category. You can know that, oh, hang on, he traded his own account before he traded for his clients. So priority of transactions comes into there. Another type of question is going to be around about, this action happened, what would that be classified as? So, for instance, misrepresentation. We talk about our analysis and giving due acknowledgement for any sort of charts we use or any research we use. But, is a chart from the Fed allowed? Well, yes, it is, so long as it's cited. Now, sometimes with some of these questions, it's not always obvious. Now, particularly when it comes to things like gifts, it can be a little bit difficult. Can you accept a gift from a client? Well, that all comes down to what is the gift for? Is the gift considered almost like a bribe? Like, we'll give you this beach house if you rate our company as a strong buy. Something like that. That obviously is wrong and we can't accept a gift like that. But if it's a gift that, like a bottle of scotch, and it's a client saying, thank you so much for the work that you did. I went and made $1 million and I'm buying you this bottle of scotch to say thank you. Again, that would be an unmaterial gift, because it's not so big that it changes your opinions. Plus, it's rewarding you for a job well done, rather than trying to induce you into any sort of behaviour or to make any sort of recommendation. So if we were to look at the questions, you may say, gifts, no, can't accept any gifts. But the standards do say, yes, we can accept gifts, but with these qualifications, that it's not material, that it's not inducing any type of behaviour or decision, and that your employer is aware that you receive those gifts as well. All right, so that's enough for an introduction. We will jump in straight away with Standard 1 and have a look in a little more detail.